Welcome to Fantasy Quick Hits. This is Miles and Cam.
Hello.
Hi. How are you?
I'm not bad.
Yeah. But are you good?
I'm well.
You're well.
Yeah.
Well done.
I'm getting freaked out the way you're talking right now.
I used to listen to NPR and you got to talk like this. And,
Okay.
today, this brings intense reactions in some fantasy circles. Will you have players from the same team, like wide receivers, running backs, or tight ends? Will you draft players from the same team?
You're asking me?
Yeah, just you, me, and the dog.
Well,
Puma, would you draft a running back and a wide receiver from the same team?
I know.
Puma just farted and then licked her butt.
That means
That's better reaction
means,
than Cam gave me.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and it's 50-50 for me. It all depends on how the draft has been broken down and where I'm sitting, and like what Miles said earlier a couple podcasts ago, you got to be like water. You got to go with the flow. You can't just be 100% like stuck in your ways, because that's going to come to bite you. That'll bite you in the butt at the end. So you got to almost play the draft capital game, when it comes down to stuff like that. I think, yeah, there's times when you do it, and there's times when, okay, the next best running back's on another team, and he's slated to be the next running back off the board. I'd take him instead of So
yeah, some people are passionate about it though. It's like, will not draft running back from the same team as their wide receiver or tight end.
But
and
it's equity is all it is on your team.
And because people will go deep in the weeds.
Yeah.
And like, well, if it's a heavy running game, the wide receiver won't produce and I'm like, man, there was one year I drafted Le'Veon Bell and Antonio Brown, like in my first 2 rounds.
Yeah.
And I won the league.
Yeah.
And Grant, I had your first 2 picks don't make, but they were awesome.
Those are 2 of the best picks you can get.
In that year, they were just phenomenal. And they're from the same team, and I got so much crap from that. You can't draft players from the same team. I'm like, watch me. I'm not a Steelers fan, so I'm not. So some people are adamant they will not, and the numbers probably weigh out that you won't.
Yeah.
But Le'Veon had a big game. Antonio Brown had an okay game.
Yeah.
I will. Oh God, I cannot remember what year it was, but I played in a game because we have flex. I played 3 Patriots running backs because was it? Oh,
that was an LNKD league.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I did it in multiple leagues that year. But because in our leagues we have return yards.
Yeah.
I had their third string running back was also a returner. And then I had their goal line back, and then I had
Sony Michel.
I played Sony Michel, and then that White.
James.
Yeah, James White.
Yeah.
Is that who it was? Okay, but he was there. We had the hammer, and we had the receiving back, and we had their kick returner.
Who was that? Cordell?
No. I can't remember who it was. It was. It doesn't matter.
Didn't they have Cordell Patterson at one time?
They did for a brief time, but yeah. So everybody's like, you can't do that. I'm like, not only will I draft players from the same team, I'll draft players from the same position and play them. I won the league. I mean,
maybe that's a sign. You're trying to trade away 2 Eagles running backs right now. Maybe you should keep them and play them.
Yeah, that could happen. And like I said, sometimes you got to go unorthodox, and it works.
Yeah.
And
those are the ones that win, actually.
Sometimes, but I've done some stupid stuff before too. And like you try to get you think you're smarter than everybody else, and you should just punch somebody in the mouth instead of trying.
I think we can both attest to that. We've won some trades and we've lost. I've lost some pretty good ones, and I got my butt steamrolled. Dig your way out of it.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I'm not opposed to having players from the same team, and that does not mean like you throw a quarterback in there and that becomes stacking.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not opposed if it's value and they're good players. As technically, you're probably not, but then
Okay, so here
Yeah.
now, okay, you're not opposed to having people from the same team.
Mm-hmm.
How far down the list do you go? Is one a wide receiver 4 and the other one a running back 3? Because obviously they're both going to be kind of dead space on your,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So
Well, I mean, you're probably in the redraft. You're not going to take a running back 3. You're probably thinking more dynasty.
yeah, that's where my mindset's at.
Yeah,
It's tough for me.
We've only played dynasty the last couple of years, and
Yeah.
we're getting back into the redraft
Yeah.
thing because everybody always talks about wanting to play fantasy, and then I'm like, yeah, I'll play in your league. I'm like, oh no, I just want to play in one. I don't want to manage one. So I end up, if I want to play, I have to end up being the commissioner. And despite what everybody thinks, it's kind of a pain in the butt.
It is big pain in the butt.
And nobody ever pays. But I'm gonna write that one down. Commissioner.
We need a treasurer.
Problem.
Should we indict a treasurer
Indict?
or whatever that means? Not indict.
Draft?
Yeah. I think it's Joey.
Probably.
Hands down. He's good. He'd be a good person like that.
Oh my goodness. A cheeseburger. A cheeseburger.
Oh.
A cheeseburger walks into the bar. The bartender says, sorry, we don't serve food here.
Okay, I get it.
I once got fired from a canned juice company. Apparently, I couldn't concentrate. This has been Fantasy Quick Hits with Miles and Cam. People want us to get video to this, and I don't know why. It's just like Cam sits here and he's like, just shakes his head when I tell a joke, and I smirk because I get a
you get a kick out of it. It's
yeah,
they're good. You're a lot more into that humor than I am, and I can tell that.
Oh,
but that's what probably makes it.
I am basically I enjoy it.
Oh,
So
it's fun.
But anyway, that's the end of that show.